As the trailer for Star Trek, Starfleet Academy unfurled at New York Comic-Con, longtime fans felt a familiar tremor, not just the hopeful thrill of a new generation of cadets, but the unmistakable weight of old shadows from Deep Space Nine. Beneath the bright optimism of the 32nd century setting lies a darker undercurrent, echoes of tragedies that have haunted the Federation for centuries. One of the most haunting glimpses comes in a shot of Cadet Sam played by Karis Brooks studying a screen labeled, "The Fate of Benjamin Sisko, Emissary of the Prophets." In DS9's iconic finale, Captain Benjamin Sisko seemingly sacrificed himself in Bage's mystical fire caves, only to ascend into the celestial plane and vanish into the celestial temple. Now, Starfleet Academy teases that centuries later, his fate remains an open mystery. Did he die? Did he return? Or was his promise to come back forever unfulfilled? The Academy's lesson, wrapped in reverence and unanswered questions, suggests Sisko's story might finally be addressed, but not without the tragic possibility that he never fulfilled his return to his family. Then there's Nog, the Ferengi trailblazer whose name is honored in the Academy's halls. Yet the trailer reveals him only as Lieutenant Nog, a surprisingly modest rank for a legend of his status. The fact that he's remembered centuries later not as a captain, but as a lieutenant hints at a life cut short, or ambitions unfulfilled. It sparks anguish in devoted fans. What could have stopped Nog from rising further? Why is his legacy frozen at that rank? Even as a ship bears his name, the carpeted wall of Starfleet heroes may commemorate him, but it also whispers of tragedy, loss, and perhaps sacrifice. But the darkest stirrings come from the Dominion's most fearsome warriors. In the trailer, we meet Lura T'Ok, half Klingon, half Jemadar, a hybrid born of a former enemy. Her existence raises monumental questions. What became of the founders? How did the Jemadar survive beyond their once limited lifespans? No longer dependent on Ketracel White. Through Lura, the show implies that the Dominion's legacy carried on, not as conquerors, but as something new, perhaps more tragic. A people forced to evolve, to knit themselves into the galactic fabric they once threatened. It's an evolution born of necessity, but also of loss. Taken together, these DS9 reverberations shape Starfleet Academy as more than a youthful tale of cadets. The series subtly promises closure, reckoning, and perhaps redemption for some of Trek's most enduring wounds. Sisko's unresolved destiny, Nog's curtailed career, the Jem'Hadar's legacy. These are not just footnotes in Starfleet's history. They are living scars, taught in classrooms, enshrined in memorials, and inherited by the next generation. Yet, there's beauty in how the Academy treats these tragedies, not as morbid monuments, but as living lessons. The cadets gaze on them not simply to mourn, but to understand what it means to be Starfleet, to carry history, to learn from loss, and to build a future stronger than the ghosts of the past. This delicate weaving of nostalgia and forward momentum, of grief and growth, could make Starfleet Academy more than just a training ground. It might become a bridge between centuries, between eras of conflict and peace, and between the two,